What's going up there, YouTube land and also some social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a film that came out in 2014 and is a sequel to a 2011 film, so we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. And as always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Patreon. Pretty much post regularly on those, so definitely check them out. And as always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a film that came out in 2014 and is a sequel to a 2011 film and also a predecessor to a recent film that just came out this past Friday called Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah. So this sequel to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and the second film in the reboot series of the Planet of the Apes films, came out in 2014, just had its 10th anniversary like a couple weeks ago, and is a solid sequel that I have always enjoyed. The first time I watched it, I remember thinking, wow, this movie is freaking amazing. And I just remember, really enjoying it. And then just my recent rewatch, I am like, holy crap, I forgot how good of a film this was. Because it had been so long since the last time I saw it. And I was like, damn, this is such a good series. It's so well crafted, so well done. It's so amazing. And the realness of what they brought to these, animals in this series, these apes, these, chimpanzees, the gorillas, all the different types of, in the ape family, it has just been so amazing and made them so, just endearing and making you, love them and, feel for them and stuff like that. And I just think it's a really amazing thing, and how just, awesome this series has been. And this film just is another great, adding to that greatness that they brought to this series. And Dawn is just a really great, awesome kind of thought process too, where it shows, the apes basically becoming more and more powerful and becoming more on top of the food chain type of deal, whereas the humans are digressing and stuff. And I think that they did a really great job of bringing that to life. Now, this film happens to be helmed by a great director who has directed a lot of great things over the years, and is just a masterful director. And that, of course, is Mr. Matt Reeves. Oh yeah, Matt Reeves. Woo, Matt Reeves. Yeah. So of course you might recognize Matt Reeves as the director of The Batman, and going to be the director of the second The Batman. You might have seen him direct other things and so forth and stuff like that. And he's just a really solid director who has really great visions, and I think just makes really amazing films. Now, this is his first outing of the Planet of the Apes reboot series. He did not direct the first one, but he did come into this one and just give us an even better and more engaging and more awesome film that just really capitalized on what Rise of the Planet of the Apes did. And the fact that they focus a lot more on the apes in this film versus the last film, where it's a lot more about the apes becoming more, dominant, I think Matt just did a great job of bringing that to life and showing us, if this did happen, the apes did get smart enough to take over the world, basically, how that would evolve. And I think that Matt did a great job of bringing that to life. I mean, visually, he had it beautifully looking. The cinematography, the CGI of the apes was amazing. The directing of the actors and those that did the motion capture. And I think Matt just did a great job of giving us a really solid foundation for a really great film. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Matt Reeves has directed, I highly recommend a film that just came out a couple years ago that is getting a sequel in a couple years and is a part of the DC Comics era. And that, of course, is the film called The Batman. Yeah, The Batman. Yeah. He did an amazing job with The Batman. It was a dark, sinister look at Batman. And the fact that they decided to go with, it being Batman and only his second year of being a Batman, I love what Matt Reeves did with that and how he gave us this really kind of edgy, on the seat, like Bruce doesn't really know still what he's doing. He kind of does, but he kind of doesn't. He's not 100% the Batman we are familiar with, and I think that Matt Reeves did a great job of bringing that to life, giving us the second year Batman, and just visually, and all the actors in it just all work so well. Now there was at least one actress in it that I didn't care for, but I think that even though she was a part of it, Matt Reeves still did a great job of encompassing everything else around her, and her being only a kind of a midget of it. So I really thought that, Matt Reeves did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us this really solid new interpretation of Batman. And I think that he really directed Robert Pattinson really well into portraying a really decent Batman who I was actually impressed with. I wasn't too sure about him at first, but I think Matt Reeves did such a great job of getting out of him what he wanted. He ended up doing a really good job. And I mean, Paul Dano as the Riddler, oh my gosh, he got everything out of him, Matt Reeves did, and just did a phenomenal job. The action, the cinematography, all the different set pieces looked amazing, and I think Matt Reeves just did a great job giving us a really solid film. If you haven't seen anything else Matt Reeves has directed, definitely check out The Batman. He did a really good job. But when it comes to the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, like I said, he made it masterful. He made such a great, amazing film with great action, great humor, great love, great passion. Everything about this film was just so well constructed and directed by Matt. If you haven't seen anything Matt Reeves has directed, also, I highly recommend check out Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He did a great job with the film. So this movie has a really great cast. Of course, once again, Andy Serkis returns to play Caesar, who, once again, I said, he is freaking phenomenal as Caesar. I absolutely fall in love with Caesar every time I watch one of these films, because Andy Serkis did such a freaking phenomenal job bringing him to life and giving him passion, love, contempt, all those things that make a human. He brought them to Caesar and made him just amazing. And I think Andy Serkis did an amazing job with that. But this movie, like I said, has several new additions to the film, and all of them are great. All of them did really well in the film, and I really enjoyed them very much. But to start us off is none other kind of the main human, kind of the James Franco of this film. And that, of course, is Mr. Jason Clarke. Oh yeah, Jason Clarke, woo, Jason Clarke, yeah. So Jason Clarke did an amazing job in this film. I really enjoyed him. I think this was one of the first films I ever saw him in, and I think that he did a really decent job, and I liked his presence as the character he portrayed in this film. I liked that he kind of took over the James Franco role from Rise, and how he kind of becomes friends with Caesar, and Caesar trusts him, and that they become kind of cohorts in a sense. And I really enjoyed that Jason really brought a really fresh take on being this interesting human that is just trying to help the humans survive. And I like that Jason, interacted really well with everyone, had a really great rapport throughout the whole entire film, and it just was a super enjoyable performance. Now, if you haven't seen Jason Clarke or anything else, one movie I really enjoyed him in as playing a different type of character. He kind of plays a good guy, bad guy type of dynamic in it, and I just really enjoyed him in it. And that was a film called Terminator Genisys. Yeah, Terminator Genisys. Yeah, with Emilia Clarke. Yeah, Jason, plays John Connor in this Terminator film, and he's kind of a good guy, bad guy kind of aspect of the film, and I liked that aspect of Jason Clarke showing kind of his good and bad side, and it was kind of a different contradiction to what you saw in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I really enjoyed that, and it really showed kind of, Jason has some pretty good acting chops. And I liked how he went from good to bad in that film, and how he really evolved through the film and showed kind of what he's become and kind of what he went from to become, versus the different types of iterations we've seen of John Connor throughout the franchise, with Edward Furlong's version, Christian Bale's, Nick Stoll's, so forth and stuff like that, and it's just been fun to see the different types of iterations, and I really enjoyed Jason Clarke's version because it was something different we hadn't seen, and I thought Jason did a really good job with that. If you haven't seen Jason Clarke, if you want to see his acting performances, definitely check out Terminator Genisys. He did a really good job in it. But overall, I really enjoyed him in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I thought he was a great new addition to the film franchise, and I think he did a really great job of bringing to life his character, giving us a really fun performance. If you haven't seen him recently, definitely go check out Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. You can see it on HBO Max, you can rent it, you can buy it. Definitely check out Jason Clarke. He did a good job. Another great addition to this film is a great actress who has been always a joy to watch at films. She usually brings great performances to her characters, and I think over the years she's really evolved into a really fun actress. And I've always, usually enjoyed her in things. I wasn't a huge fan of her TV series, but I was a fan of her in several different movies over the years because I think that she does a pretty decent job. And that, of course, is Miss Keri Russell! Oh yeah, Keri Russell, woo! Keri Russell, yeah! Keri Russell, amazing. I think she's a great actress. She's gorgeous. And I think that, she's really evolved over the years from the TV star that she was, when she did Felicity. She, really evolved when she did The Americans, which I've seen a couple clips of it, and she looked really good in it, and she portrayed it really great. But overall, I think Keri Russell is kind of one of those, pretty medium actresses, but overall, I think that she was really amazing in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I really enjoyed her character. I liked how caring and loving she was in the film, and liked how it was different than her previous characters I've seen her portray. And I really enjoyed that she, really evolved with Jason Clarke throughout the film too as well, and brought a great sense of, like that motherly bond to the character too as well. And I just thought she was really enjoyable and did a really good job in the film. Now, if you're not familiar with anything else she's been in, or you should definitely check out this film that she was in. I think this is one of my favorites of hers of recent years. She just was really awesome in this film. And that, of course, is a film called Cocaine Bear. Yeah! Cocaine Bear. Oh my gosh, she was awesome in this film. I loved her as the mother of that kid. She was absolutely hilarious. And she just kicked butt throughout this whole film. I loved what she brought to it. I love how she was like so, just kind of like, the only really level-headed person during this whole entire thing, and how she just kind of pulls it together and, like gets into mom, maximize mode and stuff like that. And she just really portrayed the character really fun. And I really enjoyed her. I thought that she brought a really funness to it. I love some of the lines she has with the little blonde kid throughout the film. They have some really great dialogue together. And she just really was so fun in this film. If you haven't seen Keri Russell, I think definitely check out Cocaine Bear. She was really phenomenal in it. But overall, I really enjoyed her in Dawn. I thought she was a great addition to Jason Clarke. And she brought another great, awesome character to the Planet of the Apes series reboot. And she just was really enjoyable in it. If you haven't seen her or anything recently, go check her out on HBO Max and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. She was really fun. So that brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about this film. And that is another kind of character that's kind of like good and bad a little bit at the same time, because he's scared but doesn't know what to do, so he goes in the wrong direction. And this actor is just such an amazing actor. Everything he's in is touched by gold because he's just such a solid performer. And that, of course, is Mr. Gary Oldman! Oh yeah, Gary Oldman! Woo! Gary Oldman, yeah! Gary Oldman is so awesome. Absolutely love Gary Oldman, from Fifth Element to The Darkest Hour to playing Sirius Black in the Harry Potter franchise to pretty much anything he's ever in. He's always solid. He's always awesome, and he always brings great characterization to his characters. And he just is a phenomenal actor and deserves every accolade he gets. And once again, he just was really awesome in this film. And he was just a really great addition to put on there and being a part of this new group of actors for this film. And he just was solid. He was so great as that character. And you felt for him. You enjoyed him. You thought that he was, interesting. You thought that his acting was beautifully, pushed by Matt Reeves. And just everything Gary did in this film was just so fun. And I thought a great addition to that great human cast that they portrayed in the film. And Gary just really brought a really funness and a, more mature funness to his characters, and he just really was fun in the film. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Gary Oldman's been in, definitely check out a great 1994 film that he was in, that he plays an amazing villain. And of course, the film called The Professional. Yeah, The Professional. Yeah, or also known as Leon, the Professional. Yeah, he is absolutely fantastic as this villain. He was so phenomenal. One of his best villain roles ever. He was just amazing as his character because he was just so evil and so just amazing at portraying this character and giving us such a vile character. And he was just so amazing at it. And Gary just really, off the gate really showed how amazing an actor is, and he proved it in The Professional, going against John Reno and Natalie Portman in the film, and he just was super solid as this character. He was so fun. If you haven't seen him as in anything else, definitely check out Gary Oldman in The Professional. He was phenomenal in it. But overall, I really enjoyed his presence in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I think he was a really great addition to the film. If you haven't seen him in anything recent, check him out in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. It's worth a watch. So what is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes about? Basically, the premise of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the apes have now become even more intelligent and have started to evolve into their clans and everything, and trying to basically kind of run their lives separate from where the humans are, and to stay where they are and be themselves. And unfortunately, while they're trying to do this, they're still having to interact with certain humans and try to defend themselves from these humans. At the same time, they end up making allies with some humans and help them to better themselves as well, as this virus keeps ravaging the human population. And basically Caesar's trying to protect his people at the same time, while becoming more and more intelligent and more the dominant species. And it's pretty much about kind of that evolution with Caesar and his clan. It's a really great film, really enjoyable. The action's amazing in it, the storyline, everyone did a great, phenomenal job in it. There's so many great scenes in this film that are so just fun. There's some great action sequences between the apes themselves. We got some great scenes where they're interacting with the humans. Just so many great sequences that are just super enjoyable and super fun, and just really well done films. And just a really great addition and such a great film into this franchise. If you have not seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, highly recommend check it out. It's on HBO Max now, really fun. Watch it before you go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Really well done. Love this film. Can't wait to watch it again. Overall, just a dynamic film. Worth the watch, people. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been before, don't forget to check out the older new videos you might not see mine yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here and want to show support for the channel, definitely check out my awesome Patreon page. We got all kinds of extra accoutrement that you don't get here on my YouTube channel, from outtakes, bloopers, suggestions of what I do next, all that kind of cool stuff, so definitely check that out too. And always, people, if you want to see more of me, you can definitely check me on the MCU's Bleeding Edge as well. I'm a co-host over there. We do all kinds of cool stuff over there, MCU related, movie reviews, TV show reviews. Definitely check that out too. As always, catch you in the next one.